Now at 5, 2 people are deceased following a head-on collision in Barton County, Missouri. Plus, the 2025 Biz Expo is coming. Businesses, creativity, and community spirit coming together for a day you won't want to miss. And
lawmakers face some pushback from constituents as the Trump administration plows ahead with massive government cuts. I'm Erica Brown at the White House with more on the concerns.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
2 people are dead following a head-on collision on Highway 43 in Barton County near the Nashville Cemetery. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Anthony Saviello. The incident involved a southbound semi-truck and a northbound FedEx truck. According to the Missouri State Highway Patrol, the semi-truck crossed the center line and struck the FedEx truck head-on. The FedEx truck then caught on fire. Debris was seen scattered across the highway as well as the ditch alongside the road. Both drivers were pronounced deceased. Traffic on Highway 43 was diverted for several hours following the accident. Firefighters battle a house fire in Webb City. It happened this morning in the 700 block of Oronogo. Firefighters quickly knocked down active flames, putting out huge clouds of white smoke. Everyone was out and safely, and there are no reported injuries. With today's temperatures and a large amount of water on the road near the house could be slick. Webb City police tell us the Public Works Department will come by to treat the roadway. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty for a first look at weather.
Well, another cold one for us today, but better than what we have seen over the past couple days. Still record low this morning, 0. The old record 63, set back in, the old record was 9, set back in 1963, but 26 for a high, so quite a bit better. Yesterday, only 13. 24 in Joplin, 23 in Pittsburgh. Looking pretty good. Still going to be cold tonight. It's 25 in Stockton, 28 in Anderson. Oswego sitting at 25, much of the same in Miami. Cold evening, slide back through the teens as we go through the next several hours. We do have some clouds kind of rotating through, a weak little wave, but we're going to continue this warming trend as we go into the weekend. Yeah, it's going to be cold tonight. Temperatures will rise a bit toward dawn, but we're going to get above freezing tomorrow, and it gets even better than that. We'll talk about it here in a bit.
All right, Doug, see you soon. The Pittsburgh Area Chamber of Commerce kicked off the 2025 Biz Expo with its wonderful World of Business Chamber Coffee, sponsored by Quick Sip. Our very own Chris Warner emceed the event, setting the stage for tomorrow's expo, where around 30 businesses are expected to showcase their products and services at Meadowbrook Mall. The excitement is already brewing with the announcement of the Biz Expo decorating contest winners, highlighting creativity and community spirit.
This is just a special way for our businesses to really get the Business Expo kicked off, because our businesses are such a big part of our community. They're a huge part of our economy. So this is a great way to kick it off, get everybody together, show them what's coming up with the Expo, and then really do it right tomorrow.
Businesses are gearing up for the 2025 Biz Expo with 30 vendors set to showcase their products and services. The event kicks off tomorrow at Meadowbrook Mall. Well, the job cuts being implemented by President Donald Trump, Elon Musk, and their Department of Government Efficiency are impacting federal workers well beyond the beltway of Washington, D.C. Erica Brown has more details from the White House.
Liv Alvarado, a tax examiner at the IRS office in Kansas City, got a call from her office Wednesday night.
They were just like, hey, come in tomorrow and turn all your stuff in. You're no longer with us.
Alvarado was just one of at least 100 let go from the Kansas City office. More than 6,000 IRS employees are expected to be laid off nationwide. She was just 3 weeks short of completing her one-year probationary period.
I wish they would have looked at performance and not just the date I started.
The White House says these government-wide layoffs have been in the works for a while.
There should be no secret about the fact that this administration is committed to cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. The president campaigned on that promise. Americans elected him on that promise, and he's actually delivering on it.
Some lawmakers are now facing backlash from constituents who are concerned the job and spending cuts go too far. Georgia Republican Congressman Rich McCormick faced pushback at a town hall Thursday.
But by and large, the president has great purview over where a lot of this money goes. Now, some of this is going to be litigated. I'll pause whenever you want, and you can go and yell all you want, but I can't understand 10 people let alone 100 people at once.
A Democrat in McCormick's district says she helped organize turnout to pack the event. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Oklahoma Congressman Kevin Hern faced similar tough questioning during an event in his home district Thursday as well. Well, coming up, visitors to the Miami Public Library received some healthy benefits. And next in Health Watch, a young boy's journey from Connecticut to London in a groundbreaking attempt to save his sight, how a cutting-edge gene therapy trial is offering new hope for children going blind. Well, a groundbreaking treatment in London has improved the vision of 4 children with a rare genetic disorder. Otherwise, were likely destined to go blind. One of those children is a 6-year-old from here in the U.S. Chapman Bell has the story in London.
Jace was a baby when his parents first noticed something with their young son.
I was coming home from work, playing with Jace at night on the bed, and I looked up at DJ, my wife, and said to her, at what point did they start to look at you?
Jace was born with a rare genetic disorder called LCA4, and his parents learned their son could only distinguish light and dark and was rapidly going blind. But the Connecticut family discovered help for their little boy could be on the other side of the Atlantic in London using gene therapy.
This is what's affected by the condition, and this is the tissue we're targeting.
In 2020, Jace, then 2, and his parents flew from the U.S. to take part in the world's first trial, along with 3 other young children from around the globe, hoping to save their deteriorating vision.
He came out of surgery, and within the first couple minutes, he was able to get out of bed. He was spinning, dancing around, making all of the nurses laugh.
The treatment works by injecting healthy copies of a faulty gene called AIPL1 through the front of the eye into the retina. The DNA is inside a harmless virus which breaks into the retinal cells. There, the replacement gene kickstarts production of AIPL1 proteins, essential for healthy vision. Jace and the other children have been monitored now for almost 5 years, taking part in tests like locating objects less than 1/4 of an inch in size and walking hallways. Now 6, Jace is seeing the world in a way that might not have been possible.
We had no idea, what the results were going to be or are going to be for the long-term future, but we've seen some phenomenal results, and for us, if this just helps Jace navigate his world a little bit better, then it's a massive win.
Chapman Bell, CBS News, London.
The surgeon working on this particular gene therapy thinks it could be effective in training more common conditions in children in the future. Visitors to the Miami Public Library received healthy benefits for body and mind. The library's health literacy program held a free Tai Chi class. Not only was the event free for the public, visitors of all ages were welcome. The racial gap in cancer deaths still exists, but it's growing smaller. A study by the American Cancer Society found that black men and women still have twice the risk of death than white men and women for prostate, uterine, and stomach cancer. But overall, deaths are lower due to advances in treatment and detection and a decline in cigarette use among black teens. Being sick of winter weather might actually be a thing, according to health experts with Cleveland Clinic. Allergist Sandra Hong says a person can develop an allergic reaction to the cold weather, but it is rare. The condition is called cold-induced urticaria. It occurs when an individual is exposed to cold temperatures, causing them to break out into hives and swelling of body parts. She says those who may experience this condition should seek out an allergist for an official diagnosis and medication treatment. Well, firefighters are always there when you need them, no matter the weather, but with the bitter cold sweeping through, how do they stay safe and keep their equipment in top shape? We decided to talk with local fire officials to hear firsthand how they tackle the toughest conditions on the job.
Some of the conditions and some of the precautionary measures we take is to make sure that all of our guys have an extra set of gloves, an extra hood, to make sure that we use other departments to our abilities. So
for combating the cold, we're just like anybody else that's going to be out in the weather. We're going to dress in layers and try to stay warm that way.
The fire chief goes on to say that working in any extreme weather, whether hot or cold, can always be a little more challenging. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, a popular breakfast snack is being pulled from shelves, an urgent warning for anyone with food allergies.
Plus, our temperatures continue to warm up as we go into the weekend. Well, of course, still very cold outside for us today after record lows this morning, but better than what we have seen. Our temperatures have been slowly warming up, and we got into the 20s today. 26 was our official high. Of course, we did some good snow melting, but still out there. Indigo Sky, casino, and resort. We do have a lot of clouds that are kind of sifting through as we go through the evening hours. Temperatures drop down through the teens. We'll probably bottom out 14, 15 near midnight, and then probably rise a little bit toward dawn, which is good news. 29 Monette, 27 at Grand Lake, 24 in Chanute. Nevada also sitting at 24 degrees, and you can see the brunt of this Arctic air is now starting to shift off toward the north and to the east. We're going to kick it on out of here. Actually, our temperatures are looking pretty good as we go through about the next week or so. Very weak little wave spinning right through Kansas, couple little flurries, but for us, it's giving us clouds. We're going to have that tonight, but if we look out toward the west, here's that little spin here, there's really no big storm systems moving in. We're going to be pretty quiet. We're in the lull part of the pattern for about the next 10 to 12 days. Once we get into March, things will start to get moving just a bit again. All right, let's go through tonight. Lower teens, but rising a little bit toward dawn. Warmer tomorrow. We should go low 30s by noon. And I think most of us are going to top out 37 or 38 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Case in point, 35 in Lamar, but 41 in Pineville, Veneta, Chatopa, up to about 37 degrees. Tomorrow night, we're going to get some patchy fog in here. Could be dense in spots, so watch out for that. This is mainly just due to, we're going to go through the melting phase tomorrow. We're going to have the moisture in the lower levels of the atmosphere. But check out Sunday, upper 40s to near 50 degrees, even into the mid 50s once you get into our southern counties. Sunday night, not near as cold. We only drop back into the low to mid 30s, so we're heading in the right direction over the next couple days. 37 on Saturday, so above freezing, which is good. Warmer on Sunday, so pretty good snow melt as we go through the weekend. Let's move through next week. Let's see what's going to happen down the road. Look at this. On Monday, upper 50s to near 60 degrees, so it looks great on Monday afternoon. Even Tuesday, we get a front that drops in late, but I still think we're going to go into the mid 60s by Tuesday afternoon. System shoots by to our north on Wednesday. A little bit cooler, but still near 60 on Wednesday. Let's go into next Thursday. Weak little system passes by, but still temperatures near 60 degrees. Average high is 51, so a good chunk above. And then even on Friday, look at this, 60s. And then we get some rain chances moving in late Friday into Saturday of next weekend. But overall, we're looking pretty good. 37 tomorrow, down to 25. 48 on Sunday, but 60 Monday, 64 Tuesday. Most of next week, near 60, if not into the 60s. So we are getting rewarded for dealing with this mess the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, if you have a snowman, it's not going to be there for very much longer, it seems like.
No, it's going to start to wither away.
Yeah, prepare for that.
Yep.
Thanks, Doug. Coming up, rising egg prices have shoppers flocking to an unexpected solution. Could chickens be the answer? Price of eggs has jumped more than 15% in the past month alone, after an outbreak of bird flu dramatically lowered supplies. Nancy Chin shows us how consumers are looking for alternatives, including bringing chickens into their own backyard.
Each week, they seem to go even higher.
We know that egg prices are still sky high.
Leading the rise in grocery prices are eggs.
Those soaring egg prices.
With relief not expected anytime soon, shoppers are turning to the source itself, the chickens. Across the country, several hatcheries we spoke with told us they're seeing significantly more interest in buying chicks.
Chicken sales have gone up dramatically for all the people I know that sell chickens.
Ron Goldsmith says sales of feed for chickens at his New Jersey pet store have more than doubled since October.
Every week we're selling probably 50% more than we did the prior week
Even renting hens has taken off, with one company lending out their chickens for 6 months at a time.
Still, as charming as they are, keeping chickens isn't always all that it's cracked up to be. A backyard hen in her prime can lay up to 5 eggs a week. Between the initial cost of the coop, chicks, and feed, setting all this up could mean thousands of dollars. Compare that to buying a dozen eggs per week at the store for about $300 a year. If people are looking to get backyard chickens to help offset the price of eggs, is that a good idea?
That's a very bad idea.
Known as the Chicken Chick, author Kathy Shea Mormino has been raising chickens in her Connecticut backyard for 20 years. She shares her experiences on social media.
So he feels safe and supported. What is your take when you hear that people are looking to get these backyard chickens?
I think it's terrific to think about it and research it and look into it, but there are a lot of considerations that go into making the commitment to keep chickens. If you travel a lot or have a job that keeps you away from home most of the day, chickens are not a good pet for you.
Hey ladies! Mormino also points out how bird flu is a concern for flocks at home too, and that not all towns even allow them. A good way to save is in the kitchen itself. The experts at Good Housekeeping suggest substituting a 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt in place of an egg while baking. Liquid left over from a can of chickpeas can also be added to recipes, or whipped into an aioli-like spread in place of mayo.
If you're looking to switch up your meals, firm tofu can stand in for a scramble, and you can season it with turmeric to mimic that yellow color.
Some tips and tricks so that even with egg prices extra high, it doesn't leave you scrambled. Nancy Chen, CBS News, New York.
According to Nielsen IQ, right now, on average, a pound of ground beef, pork chops, and chicken breast are each a better deal than a dozen eggs. The White House's efforts to shrink the size of the federal workforce can precede. A federal judge in Washington, D.C. yesterday denied workers' unions' request to block the mass firings, saying he doesn't have jurisdiction over the decision. Thousands of federal employee jobs have been eliminated since President Donald Trump took office a month ago, many of them recent hires on probation. Berry Buddies, berries and pancakes breakfast snack packs are being recalled due to allergy concerns. An FDA posting says the products contain eggs and wheat which are not listed on the label and could cause a serious reaction for those allergic to those ingredients. The packs were sold by Kroger and Meijer. Stores in 13 states. Anyone with the products is urged to throw them away or return them for a full refund. Final check of the forecast next. Up next on the CBS Evening News, we'll go on the road with Steve Hartman. Then on KOAM News at 6, with the bitter cold temps, firefighters are still on the front lines, but how do they stay safe and keep their gear ready to go? Plus, a 6-year-old boy becomes a hero after sensing danger before the smoke alarm even sounded. And 5 Columbus Titans signed to play at the college level. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Well, a record-breaking sight at Rushlika Beach in India as over 700,000 olive ridley turtles arrive for their annual mass nesting event. Authorities have secured the area as females lay over 100 eggs each, set to hatch in about 50 days. This endangered species' incredible gathering highlights both nature's wonder and the urgent need for conservation. So
they probably want some privacy.
I would say so, but I mean,
I don't get it.
Yeah, no, not for the turtles.
All right, temperatures warming up over the weekend. I mean, in respect, 37 tomorrow, still about 15 degrees below our average high, but 48 Sunday. And look at the 60s moving in next week. So all the snow, I mean, minus the piles, will probably be gone by Monday or Tuesday.
I would say so. Awesome. Looking forward to it. Thanks for joining us. CBS Evening News is next. We'll be right back here at 6. Have a great evening.